Hello and welcome back to English in Hours. I'm Sophia, and I'm really happy you're here with me today. If you've ever listened to native English speakers and thought, wait, what did they just say? I want you to know something right away. You are not stupid and you are not alone. You can study grammar for years. You can memorize thousands of words. You can watch movies, listen to music, even understand written English pretty well. And then a native speaker starts talking at normal speed and everything turns into a blur. You hear sounds, but the words don't land. You catch a few words, but the sentence slips away. You try to concentrate, and suddenly you feel tired, stressed, or even embarrassed. So why does this happen? And more importantly, how do you fix it so you can finally understand real, everyday English without panic? Today, we're going to break this down in a simple, practical way. We'll talk about the real reasons native English feels fast and unclear, and I'll guide you through training exercises you can practice with me right now. And yes, we're going to practice, not just listen. So grab a notebook or open your notes app and stay with me until the end. Because if you practice along the way, you'll start noticing changes much faster. All right, let's begin. The first big reason you can't understand native speakers is this. Real spoken English is not the same as textbook English. In textbooks, every word looks clean, every sentence is complete, words are separated like little boxes. But native speakers don't speak in boxes. They speak in flow. They connect words together, they shorten sounds, they reduce words, they drop letters, they swallow syllables, they use contractions automatically. And sometimes they don't even finish a sentence fully because the meaning is obvious from context. That's why you can look at a sentence like, "What are you doing?" and understand it perfectly, but when someone says it naturally, it sounds more like, "What you doing?" Or you learn, "Did you eat yet?" but real life sounds like, "Jeet yet." And if you've never trained your ear for those patterns, it feels impossible. So here's the first mindset shift. You are not failing at English. You are learning the wrong version of English for listening. You learned the written version. Now you need the spoken version. And the spoken version has rules too, just different rules. Let's do a quick warm-up exercise together. I'm going to say 3 short sentences the way people often say them in real life. Your job is to guess the full version. Ready? First one, gonna head out. What's the full version? It's I'm going to head out. But notice how I'm going to becomes gonna, and the subject I'm may sound very weak or almost invisible. Second one, you want to grab lunch? Full version, do you want to grab lunch? In real life, do you often becomes ju and want to becomes wanna. Third one, let me see. Full version, let me see. Now, if this feels easy right now, great. But when it happens inside a fast conversation with emotion, background noise, and unfamiliar topics, your brain needs practice to recognize these shapes automatically. And that leads us to the second reason. You're listening word by word instead of chunk by chunk. Many learners try to catch every single word. So they hear one word, then they pause mentally, then they try to translate it, and while they're doing that, the next 5 words already happened. That's why it feels like you're always behind. Native speakers don't process every word consciously. They catch chunks, groups of meaning. For example, in a conversation, do you want to is one chunk. I don't know is one chunk. Give me a second is one chunk. What do you mean is one chunk. So, one of the fastest ways to improve listening is to train yourself to hear chunks, not individual words. Let's practice that right now with a simple chunk drill. I'll say a phrase at natural speed, then I'll say it slowly. Then you repeat both. Ready? Natural. Kind of tired today. Slow. I'm kind of tired today. Now you. Repeat the natural version, then the slow version. Natural. Want to talk about it? Slow. Do you want to talk about it? Repeat. Natural. I'll catch you later. Slow. I will catch you later. Repeat. Good.
Now, notice something important. The natural version is not wrong English, it's real English. And the more you practice it, the more your brain stops fighting it. Now, the third reason native English feels impossible is vocabulary overload, especially idioms, slang, and phrasal verbs. Native speakers don't always use the dictionary words you learned first. They say things like, I'm wiped, meaning very tired. That was rough, meaning difficult or stressful. I'm down for that, meaning I agree, I want to do it. That's on me, meaning it's my responsibility, my fault. He flaked, meaning he canceled last minute or didn't show up. And if you don't know these phrases, you can understand the grammar but still miss the meaning. So here's a helpful rule. Don't learn vocabulary as single words. Learn vocabulary as everyday phrases, because in real English, meaning lives in phrases. Let's do a quick phrase meaning game. I'll say a phrase, you try to guess the meaning from context, then I'll explain. Phrase 1. I'm gonna crash early tonight. Meaning, I'm going to go to sleep early. Phrase 2. That meeting was a total waste of time. Meaning, it was not useful. Phrase 3. I'm not feeling it today. Meaning, I don't have energy or motivation today. Phrase 4. Can you cut me some slack? Meaning, please be less strict with me. Now, if you didn't know some of those, that's okay. This is exactly how you build listening power. You collect common phrases and you train your ear to recognize them fast. Now, let's talk about something that frustrates almost everyone: speed. A native speaker isn't always speaking fast. It often just sounds fast because your brain is doing too much work. Think about what your brain is trying to do at the same time. Hear sounds, separate words, recognize vocabulary, understand grammar, guess meaning, remember context, translate, and respond. That's a lot. So, of course, it feels overwhelming. And that's why reading feels easier. Reading gives you control over time. Listening doesn't. So, how do you train your brain to process English faster? You train it like a muscle, with short, frequent, focused practice. Not one long lesson once a week, short practice every day. Let me show you a simple daily method that works for almost everyone. Step 1, choose a short clip, 10 to 20 seconds. Step 2, listen one time to understand the general idea. Step 3, listen again and write what you hear, even if it's incomplete. Step 4, check the transcript or subtitles. Step 5, shadow it. Repeat it out loud until it feels smooth. That's it. And if you do that for 10 minutes a day, your brain starts changing. Now, let's do shadowing together with some real-life lines. I'll say each line twice, first natural, then slower. Your job is to repeat after me. Line 1, natural. Could have told you that. Slower. I could have told you that. Repeat. Line 2, natural. Shouldn't have done that. Slower. I should not have done that. Repeat. Line 3, natural. Dunno. Slower. I don't know. Repeat. Line 4, natural. Give me a sec. Slower. Give me a second. Repeat. Nice. This is how your ear learns reductions and your mouth learns rhythm at the same time.
Now, another huge reason you struggle is that you may be used to only one accent. Maybe you learned mostly American English or mostly British English. But in real life, English is global. You'll hear different vowels, different rhythm, different intonation, different music. And even within one country, accents vary a lot. So here's what I recommend. Don't try to collect accents. Just train your ear to stay calm when the sound changes. The goal isn't to understand every accent perfectly. The goal is flexibility. Here's a quick example. The word water can sound very different depending on accent and speed. American casual might sound like water. British might sound more like water. Fast casual speech might reduce it even more. If your brain expects only one version, it panics. So expose yourself gently. A little American content, a little British content, a little Australian, a little Canadian. Not all at once, just over time. Now let's talk about subtitles. Subtitles can help, but subtitles can also become a crutch. If you always read, your ear stays weak. So here's a smarter way. First, watch with subtitles, then watch again without subtitles. And during the second watch, don't try to catch every word. Focus on the main idea, because real listening skill is not perfect word catching. Real listening skill is understanding meaning. Even native speakers miss words sometimes, but they still understand because they use context, tone, and prediction. So let's practice listening for meaning with a short story. I'm going to tell you a short story at natural speed. Then I'll ask you 3 questions. Don't rewind, don't look back, just answer from memory. Ready? This morning, I left the house in a hurry because I was already late. I reached into my bag to grab my keys, but I couldn't find them anywhere. I checked my pockets, the table, the chair, nothing. Then I heard a small sound behind me. My dog was sitting on the couch, wagging his tail, with my keys in his mouth like it was a toy. I laughed, grabbed the keys, and promised myself I'd be more careful tomorrow. Okay, questions. Who had the keys? Where were the keys? How did I feel at the end? If you understood most of that, you're already doing the right kind of listening. Now let's fix one of the biggest listening killers, translating in your head. Translation creates delay. You hear English, then you convert it, then you understand. But by the time you understand, the speaker is already 2 sentences ahead. So the goal is to shorten the path. English sound to meaning, not English sound, native language, meaning. And you can train this in small ways. When you see an object at home, name it in English. When you do simple actions, narrate them in English in your head. I'm making tea. I'm checking my phone. I'm about to leave. It seems small, but it builds an English reaction system inside your brain, and that helps listening a lot.
Now let's do a mini conversation practice, because real listening includes reduced grammar. Listen to this short exchange. You coming tonight? Can't. Swamped. Ah, gotcha. Next time. Now, maybe you didn't hear full sentences, but the meaning is clear. A invites, B says no, they're busy, A understands and suggests another time. This is how native conversations often sound: short, efficient, implied meaning. So don't panic when sentences are incomplete. Listen for the message. Now let's strengthen your ear with a powerful technique: contrast practice. I'll say a sentence in clear classroom English, then I'll say the same sentence in real-life casual English, and you will repeat the casual version. Ready? Clear. Did you want to eat something? Casual. Do you want to eat something? Repeat the casual version. Clear. I have to go in a minute. Casual. I gotta go in a minute. Repeat. Clear. What are you doing right now? Casual. What you doing right now? Repeat. Clear. I'm going to call you later. Casual. I'm gonna call you later. Repeat. Great.
This kind of practice teaches your brain that casual speech is not random. It has patterns. Now, we need to talk about one of the most important secrets of English, rhythm. English is a stress-timed language. That means content words are stressed, function words are reduced. So native speakers don't give every word equal energy. They highlight the important words, and the small words become weak. That's why native speakers often say native speakers swallow words. They don't swallow meaning, they reduce the small connecting parts. Let's do a rhythm drill. I'll say a sentence, you listen for the stressed words, then you repeat with the same rhythm. Sentence 1. I really need to talk to you. The stressed words are really, need, talk, you. Now you. Repeat with that rhythm. Sentence 2. She's been working all day. Stressed, been, working, day. Repeat. Sentence 3. I can't believe you did that. Stressed, can't, believe, did, that. Repeat. When you practice rhythm, your listening improves because you start expecting stress patterns. And now, let's add one more skill, prediction. Native speakers predict what's coming next based on context. That's why they can follow fast speech. So let's train your prediction muscle. I'm going to start a sentence. You guess 3 possible endings. Ready? I'm heading to the possible endings: store, gym, office, airport, bank, cafe. Good. Next, I didn't reply because I... Possible endings: was busy, forgot, fell asleep, didn't see it, needed time. Good. Next, if you want, we can... Possible endings: meet later, talk tomorrow, do it together, try again. Perfect. Prediction keeps you calm during listening because you're not chasing words, you're following meaning. Now, let's talk about something people don't mention enough: anxiety. If you get nervous while listening, your brain tightens. When your brain tightens, you stop processing smoothly, so you must train relaxation. And here's a simple trick. Give yourself permission to miss words. Even native speakers miss words. So instead of thinking, I must catch everything, try this. I only need the main idea. I can catch key words. I can ask for repetition. Because in real life, you can always say, sorry, can you say that again? Wait, what do you mean by that? Can you slow down a little? Those are powerful phrases. Let's practice them. Repeat after me. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it one more time? Do you mean... Let me make sure I understood. If you can say these naturally, you feel safer, and your listening improves faster. Now, we're going to build your personal listening routine step by step in a way that actually fits real life. Because the biggest difference between people who improve and people who stay stuck is consistency. So here's a simple plan you can start today. Day 1 to day 3, pick one short clip and repeat it every day. Not new clips, the same clip. Listen, write what you hear, check, shadow. Day 4 to day 7, add a second clip. Different topic, same process. Week 2, start adding no subtitles listening for 1 minute per day. Just 1 minute. Week 3, record yourself repeating one clip per week. Week 4, listen to a short story and summarize it in your own words. This is how you build listening ability like a staircase, not by jumping. Now let's do one final shadowing set together before we move toward the ending. I'll give you 3 casual sentences. You repeat them exactly with the same flow. Sentence 1, wanna grab lunch later? Sentence 2, can't believe it's already Friday. Sentence 3, I'll text you when I'm on my way. Now, slower versions. Do you want to grab lunch later? I cannot believe it is already Friday. I will text you when I am on my way. Repeat them again. Nice work.
Before we move on, I want to show you one more reason listening feels so hard, and it's a sneaky one. Sometimes you actually know the words, but you can't recognize them when they're spoken. For example, you know the word asked, but in fast speech, it can sound like asked. You know next week, but it becomes next week. You know most people, but it can sound like most people. This is normal. Native speakers don't pronounce every sound perfectly, especially when they're relaxed. So what do? You train sound recognition, not just vocabulary. And the easiest way to do that is to practice the same sentence in 2 versions, slow and natural. Let's do that together right now. I'm going to say a sentence slowly first, then naturally. Repeat both. Slow. Did you eat already? Natural. Did you eat already? Slow. Let me ask you a question. Natural. Let me ask you a question. Slow. I'll see you in a second. Natural. See ya in a sec. If you practice these patterns, your ear stops getting shocked by them. It starts expecting them. Now, I want to talk about something that will change your listening faster than almost anything else: learning filler words. Native speakers use small filler words constantly, and these words don't carry big meaning, but they carry rhythm, and they give you time. Words like, you know, I mean, actually, pretty much, kind of, sort of. When you understand these, you stop feeling lost because you can hear the shape of the sentence. Let's practice them in real phrases. Repeat after me. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, it was okay. Like, I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? Actually, that makes sense. Good. These tiny phrases are like road signs in a conversation. They don't tell you everything, but they help you stay on track. Here's another powerful listening upgrade: learning to hear emotion, not just words. Because in real life, you don't only understand English with vocabulary, you understand English with tone. So if someone says something like, "Oh, that's just great," the words look positive, but the tone might be annoyed. Or someone says, "You're kidding," and it could mean surprise, excitement, or disbelief depending on the voice. So let's practice emotion listening. I'm going to say one line in 3 emotions. Your job is to guess the feeling. Line, "Oh, wow." Version 1, excited. Version 2, bored. Version 3, shocked. You see? Same words, totally different meaning. So when you're listening, don't only chase words. Ask yourself, what is the emotion? What is the relationship? What is the situation? That alone can help you understand even when you miss some words. Now, let's do a deeper comprehension practice, because this is what real listening is. I'm going to describe a scene quickly, like a native speaker would. Don't worry about every word, just catch the story. Here we go. So I was on my way to meet a friend,
and I thought I was early, right? But then I checked my phone and I realized I was at the wrong location. Same street name, totally different area. I had to message my friend like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I'm not where I'm supposed to be." And she was super nice about it. She just laughed and said, "No worries, just take your time." Okay, what happened? Where was I? What mistake did I make? How did my friend respond? Even if you didn't catch every word, you can probably answer those questions. That is listening. Listening is understanding meaning, not collecting perfect words. One last technique before we move on, and this one is a game changer. Repeat and rephrase. When you hear a sentence, don't just repeat it. Try to say the same meaning in your own simple English. For example, if the sentence is, "I've been slammed lately," you can rephrase it as, "I've been really busy lately." If the sentence is, "I'm not sure I can make it," you can rephrase it as, "I might not be able to come." This skill forces your brain to process meaning fast, and it trains you to respond naturally. Let's do a quick rephrase drill. I'll say a sentence, you repeat it, then you rephrase it. Sentence, "I'm swamped this week." Rephrase, "I'm really busy this week." Sentence, "That totally slipped my mind." Rephrase, "I forgot." Sentence, "I'm down to try it." Rephrase, "I want to try it." Perfect. This is exactly how you go from understanding to communicating confidently. Now, I want to share a short story because stories are one of the best listening tools. There was a learner named Lena. She could read English articles and write emails at work, but whenever coworkers spoke casually, she felt lost. So she tried something different. Every morning, she listened to a 60-second audio clip, just 1 minute. She played it 3 times, first for meaning, second to write down what she heard, third to shadow. After 2 weeks, she noticed something surprising. The same phrases kept repeating across different clips. Kind of, a little, you know, I mean, let me see. Hang on. Those phrases became familiar, like friends. And once those became familiar, the rest of the sentence became easier too. That's the power of repetition and pattern recognition. So before we finish, let's review the core reasons you struggle and the fixes. Native speech is connected and reduced. So you train with shadowing and casual phrases. You try to catch every word. So you shift to chunks and main idea listening. You translate in your head. So you practice direct English thinking in small daily moments. Your ear is not trained for rhythm, so you practice stress and sentence music. You get anxious, so you focus on meaning, stay relaxed, and use clarification phrases. And if you do this consistently, even 10 minutes a day, you will improve. Not because you found a magic trick, but because your brain adapts. Now, before we go into the outro, I want to give you a final challenge you can do today. Pick one short clip from any native speaker you like. A vlog, an interview, a podcast. Choose 10 seconds. Listen 3 times. Write what you hear. Check the transcript. Shadow it 5 times. Then tomorrow, do the same 10 seconds again. Do that for 1 week, and I promise you, you will start hearing English differently. You're doing better than you think. And if listening has been your biggest struggle, I'm proud of you for practicing today instead of giving up. All right, let's wrap up together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this lesson helped you, please like the video, subscribe to English in Minutes, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next listening practice. And here's a question for you. What is the hardest thing about understanding native speakers? Speed, accent, slang, or connected speech? Tell me in the comments and I'll read them. Your answers help me create the next lessons for you. Until next time, keep practicing, keep patient, and keep listening to real English every day. I'm Sophia, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.